Greetings everybody, my name is Great British Geek and I'm back with another video. The exams are going fine, thanks for asking. Anyway, you know what, we're just gonna have problems with the focus and the lighting of the camera throughout the whole thing, so just thank you for your patience. The theme of this video was requested to me not too long ago. I'll stick the comment there because I can't remember the name of the person, but it basically I was basically requested to do my top 10 favourite animes with anime OTPs. The anime OTPs I'm going to save for another video, just so I have more to do and because of the storage on my camera. So this is just going to be my top 10 favourite animes as of today, as of now, because my favourite anime is changing all the time. Once my exams are over, I'm just gonna binge watch anime until I bleed from my eyes. So it's likely that in a few months' time the anime I list now will probably be overtaken by other things because my anime list is very, very long. But as of now, the 19th of May 2016, these are my top 10 favourite animes. And as a side note, these are just anime series, so like we're not including films and all that, although I might do one on anime movies as well. Oh, someone just subscribed to me, I got the notification. Thank you for the person who just subscribed to me. Anyway, let's go. So these are in no particular order, but I thought I'd start with the one that is probably my favourite at the moment, and that sentence came out wrong. I'm going to start with the one that is my most favourite at the moment, and that is Assassination Classroom. Does the camera want to focus on this? There we go. Focuses when my hand is there. This is crazy. This is terrible. There we go. You can't see me now. Assassination Classroom. Oh, God. This camera quality is terrible. Anyway, Assassination Classroom is great. Very, very good manga series. It has Assassination Classroom, in terms of the anime, hasn't been out for very long. I'm not sure when the manga came out. You'll have to go and fact check that one yourself, but I think the anime only came out like the end of last year, mid-season of last year, something weird like that. I really don't know. But it's basically about a giant octopus-like creature that gets sent to this... It gets sent to a class in a high school, and this class are like for all the underachievers and kind of problem children. And this creature basically says, by the time you graduate in May, I'm going to destroy the world and your job is to try and kill me before that happens. But at the same time, this octopus creature, who gets called Koro Sensei, he's their teacher. He teaches them, obviously, he helps them get through their exams, and in return he kind of tells them how to kill him, and then they're killing him. It's just so good. I haven't read all of the manga yet because I believe that the manga has finished. The anime is still ongoing. I'm not quite caught up with it, but I believe the anime right now, it's on its second season. I believe that's gonna follow the manga's ending, so I'm gonna get caught up pretty soon, but I'd say right now it probably is my favourite at the moment because it's really funny, it's really good. Great twists, great characters, I'm falling over. Great twists, great characters, and I'd really recommend either watching the anime or reading the manga because they're very, very good. So the next one on my list is a lovely little series called Kill la Kill. You've probably heard of this one. It came out in 2014, I believe. Very, very good. I have only recently just started watching it because they've just put it on Netflix. I'm kind of a few episodes in, but from episode 1 I absolutely fell in love with it. It's got a really unique art style. It's kind of like, it has like a chibi-esque to it, and it looks slightly more, I guess, rustic. It looks so like it's from a few decades back in a way. It's not an overly modern art style, but it's still really, really good. It doesn't put you off at all, and the characters are so funny. Like, very few things will make me laugh out loud, but I can confidently say that Kill la Kill made me laugh so hard out loud for so long. Absolutely amazing. There's not a lot I can really say about it because I'm only a few episodes in, so I really don't know a lot about it, but very cool fight scenes in there. Very great characters, so funny, and I'm actually hoping to do a Kill la Kill cosplay in a few months, so we'll have to see how that goes. Next on my list, which I'm sure you all saw coming, is Death Note. Call me mainstream, call me what you like, but I love Death Note. I think, you know, it's so good. It's such a good series. Like, look at, let's all take a moment to appreciate the inside of this. I'm sure you all know what Death Note is about. It's about a genius kid called Light Yagami who comes across a book called Death Note, which basically has the power to kill anyone when their name is written in the Death Note. You know, me and detective stories don't usually go hand in hand, but Death Note was the first anime series that I properly watched. I mean, I watched Pokemon as a kid, and I watched anime movies beforehand, but when I first got Netflix, the first thing I sat down and watched was all of Death Note, all the way through, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it had quite a unique storyline. I mean, my knowledge of anime manga isn't overly vast, so I mean, I'm sure the story of Death Note's been done before. I'm sure the story of everything's been done before. I mean, there's a theory, there's only like 7 stories in the world, so everything's going to be done again at some point. But I love the idea of Death Note. I did like the characters. To be honest, the only one I hated was the character of Nia, or N. I won't say why because that'll give spoilers, but I did hate Nia. I know a lot of people that also hated Nia, but for me, Death Note just had so many good twists, and it's one of those it's one of the stories where the plotline is heavily based on logic and clever twists, and since it's because like it's a kind of crime detective-esque story with supernatural in it, it's always one of those ones where you're sat there and you're really trying to figure out what's going to happen, and then most of the time you don't, and even though you feel like a stupid asshole because you haven't figured it out, you're so happy because the story's so good. And next on my list is Another. Another is... Wow, look at that, guys, the camera's gone weird. That's never happened before. Look at my hair, look how weird my hair is. I've had it dyed again. I'm gonna get it cut in about a week. But you don't need to know this, you don't care, you're here for anime, you're not here for my haircuts. Anyway, Another is next on my list. I don't know how popular this anime actually is. If you know the channel The Anime Man, if you know Joey, you've probably heard him talk about Another. I love it. I bloody love it, because I'm an absolute horror junkie. Horror films are my favourite genre ever, and on top of that I love gory horror films, so the Saw franchise has such a deep place in my heart. It really does. And Another is so good because you watch it and it's got this really creepy kind of spiritual, paranormal-esque to it, and you're watching it and you kind of, I found that, excuse me, I found that I spend most of the time thinking, oh my god, what's going on? And then I'd be like, okay, now I get what's going on. And then they drop like a twist and it's like, oh my god, that's not what's going on, this is going on. And it's so good, it's so creepy, and it's kind of one of those ones that make you feel so eerie in a way, and you watch it at night and it just kind of makes you always just turn around because the atmosphere that is created within it is so good. I really, really want to buy the manga. The only trouble is I can't go out and buy it in town because there's only one place that really sells manga and they don't have it. And then on the internet, I can find it in German. I can't read German. I can find it in English, I think, but it's really, really expensive. And I can't read Japanese very well, so there'd be no point in me getting a Japanese version. So unfortunately I cannot get the manga, but I really want to because the anime is so good. It's got some great creepy scenes, it's got some great gory scenes. I mean, just make sure you guys go and check out Another because it's very, very good. This is one of everyone's yaoi favourites, Black Butler. I mean, Black Butler, guys. Black Butler. Oh, I should have brought my... That's so annoying. Should have brought my Sebastian Michaelish. Should have brought my Sebastian Michaelish plushie down with me. I love Black Butler. Just from the opening theme alone, I love it. It's got that really nice historical period to it, back in sort of Victorian England. It's got great characters, and once again it's got the supernatural element to it, so demons, angels, shinigamis, just oh, it's just so beautiful. And I do really like the characters. I like how they kind of all have their own personality, like no two characters are the same. Even within Phantom Hive Manor themselves, the characters are very, very different. Sebastian, I mean, you can call me as generic and mainstream as you like, but Sebastian is by far one of my favourite anime characters over everything. You know, I absolutely love him. I really kind of love the idea of him. And, I mean, so much hinted yaoi. The hinted yaoi goodness is the best. If you watch Black Butler and you don't come out of it with at least one gay yaoi ship, then, I mean, we can't be friends. Sebastian and Sia belong together, and you'll never be able to convince me otherwise. This is my list, by the way. This is so I remember what to say. Ooh, I'm so weird. Next on my list is another one of everyone's favourite mainstream, Tokyo Ghoul. For me, I'd say the manga of Tokyo Ghoul is better, but I did still enjoy the anime. I mean, it wasn't necessarily a bad anime for me, it just didn't quite live up. I mean, can we look at the illustrations here? They're so well done and they're so cool, and I feel like there was a lot of creepiness in the manga that I felt that the anime didn't quite capture. You know, you might completely disagree with me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I dislike the Tokyo Ghoul anime, because that would be really stupid, because this is an anime video, not a manga video. And I still did really like it. I still haven't finished season 2 for personal reasons, mainly because the guy that told me to watch it in the first place is now my most hated person. So whenever I look at Tokyo Ghoul, although I love it, I kind of hear his voice in the back of my head going, oh, you need to watch season 2, and I'm just like, fuck off. But it's a really good anime. I think there's some really good character development, and it is still very true to the manga in my opinion, maybe not quite as good, but definitely check out Tokyo Ghoul. This next one is probably on every female otaku's list at one point, and it's free. Now, someone once told, sorry, I've got like an itchy shoulder blade. You know when you've got an itchy shoulder blade and you just can't? My dog's over there as well. I told you, the dog, she's in every video. Absolutely every video. I need to stop going off on tangents as well. Someone told me I keep going off on tangents and they found it funny. It's like, no, it's bad. I'm doing it right now, so I'm going to stop. But yes, I know someone at college who is pretty much obsessed with Free, and I always heard them talking about Haru-chan, and I'm just like, who the fuck's Haru-chan? And they were like, oh, it's from Free, and I'm like, okay, I'll check Free out. I think I watched it over the Easter holidays, kind of over April, and I saw it was about swimming, and I'd recognise some photos, and I was like, this kind of seems like a bit of a fan service anime, simply because it's a lot of physically athletic school kids with their tops off, and it kind of seemed like one of those ones that girls just fell in love with due to sexy characters. And although if you judge my anime choices so far, you're probably thinking that's what I'm into, but it's not. I'm very much, I don't know, I don't really know why. It's stories, characters, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I look for. I don't really look for sexy characters, but regardless, I gave Free a shot, and I loved it. I really did. I thought the characters were very, very unique, especially Haru-chan and his kind of, his swimming obsession, and, you know, kind of the backstory that some of the characters have with each other and the development they go through, and just kind of what they go through in terms of the story and how determined they are, and I kind of really like that. And it was the anime that made me want to start going swimming again. There's a swimming pool not too far, and I was going to start going. I didn't. I don't really want to now, but you know, Free was very influential for me and I do really like it. So if you kind of look at it and you think, oh, it's just one of those ones that people like because they take their tops off, try and go past that, because actually it's good. It's really good, and it's another one that I still haven't finished. The reason why I don't finish a lot of I haven't finished another either, so please just leave me alone. The reason why I haven't finished a lot is because a lot of them aren't on Netflix and I don't have Crunchyroll yet, and I have to go off and find them on the internet, and I find it very hard to keep that going because it's harder to have access to all the episodes, it's harder to find them, and a lot of times the websites mess up and it just puts me off. And like right now, the list on here that I still need to finish, it really bugs me, and I'm definitely going to finish them after next week after my exams, but it's just, there's loads I haven't finished and I hate myself, but I'm going to finish them because I don't like leaving things unfinished. So of course, in light of that, no spoilers, please, for me or for anyone else. This next one just had to be on there. It's my childhood, it's the childhood favourite of many. It is, of course, Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon is... Oh, look! Dodgy lighting. Oh, look, dodgy lighting again. Can we just... bear with us, we are having technical difficulties as always because I'm very unprofessional. Pokemon. Of course, Pokemon spans across, it has loads and loads of series, so I'm going to stick with the first, that's two, that's one, that's two, note to self. The first series, which is of course Indigo League. Wow, for God's sake. How's this? This is good. So, Pokemon Indigo League is the first series, and it's basically just the one I enjoy most. And, I mean, I loved Pokemon as a kid, I used to watch it all the time. I'm not sure which one I would have watched as a kid, because Pokemon was around slightly, in terms of the anime series, Pokemon came before I did. But I definitely watched it as a kid, like, not like regularly, but, I mean, not like as in a weekly thing, but I used to watch it a lot. I don't know which generation it was or which series, but I definitely watched it, and then I went back to it when it was on Netflix because Indigo League is on there, and it's just the one I love most because it's the heart of it, the core of it, where all the originality came from. Team Rocket are just... my heart beats for Team Rocket. In all honesty, when I first started watching Pokemon Indigo League, I saw the first episode and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, Pikachu was an asshole. People do not realise how much of an asshole Pikachu was in the beginning. And then the voice acting was like, the voices were a bit off, and it was just like a bit, ooh, okay, is this dodgy because Pokemon was dodgy, or is this dodgy because of the way it brought out? But I stuck it out, and with a few episodes in, I was absolutely in love. My favourite episode to this day is Holy Matrimony, for obvious reasons, because I am a Rocket shipper. But, I mean, the entire Pokemon universe is amazing. Well, I will say I really didn't like Black and White. I absolutely hated Black and White, mainly because I didn't like Iris. She was really annoying. I know a lot of people tend to say Iris and Misty are the same, but for me, Iris is an annoying little bitch and tends to like really rip into Ash for no reason, whereas Misty she doesn't seem to be on that bitchiness level, and it's not even a childhood bias, because I think when I started watching Pokemon on Netflix, I think I watched Black and White before I watched Indigo League, so I didn't really have the bias of Misty. I just really hated Iris, and I hated Team Rocket as well. Like, it was kind of nice to see them serious, but the Team Rocket I love is the kind of wacky and stupid and crazy Team Rocket from Indigo League, and I'm kind of glad they've brought that back for X and Y. And I'm looking forward to seeing the developments with the new games. I'm looking forward to seeing Sun and Moon, and if and when that becomes a series and what we get there. So a lot of cool stuff happening for Pokemon. Glad to see it. Next up on the list, we're going to Yield Cyberpunk. We are going to Psycho Pass. Another one I haven't finished, and I don't really have an excuse for this one because it's on Netflix. I think what happened was I started watching it in the holidays and then I went back to school and I just did not have time, that's, to be honest, at the core of it, the reason why I don't finish these things is because I don't have time, which is why I can't wait for my exams to be over, because then I will have time. Just stay with me, have faith, I will finish these series. But Psycho Pass, I love it. when I first started watching it, my first thought was it's such a beautiful anime. The art style is amazing, and the settings where they just kind of look over the city, the colours really pop out and they're so vibrant, and it really makes you think of big cities. And when you see kind of all the generic images of like Hong Kong and Tokyo, when you're looking out and at night and all the buildings are lit up, it really gives you that kind of sense of wonder, because it really is beautifully drawn, and that is just within the first few minutes. I love the kind of futuristic universe. I mean the guns. Have you seen the guns from Psycho-Pass? They're so Psycho-Pass. They're so cool, and I love the concept of it all, and it's that kind of futuristic world that kind of makes me think of Blade Runner, and just Psycho-Pass is very, very good. From what I've seen of it as well, it has a very good plot line. It's got great action scenes, and it's for me it's really interesting to watch the characters develop and just the choices they make, because they've got quite a lot of depth to them and their backstories add to that really well. So definitely check out Psycho-Pass. And the last one, it is of course Blue Exorcist. Where would an anime list be without demons, unless you count Black? You know, there's actually been quite a lot of demons on this list. But Blue Exorcist, I love it. I think this has such a great story, because I read the synopsis on Netflix. I haven't finished this one either, I'm sorry, I haven't finished Blue Exorcist. Oh, let's just assume that I haven't finished any of these. We'll go with that. Just don't post spoilers and don't judge me, I'm sorry. But I read the synopsis on Netflix, and I kind of saw the illegitimate child of Satan type thing, and I thought, oh, is this going to be like an Antichrist thing? And it kind of is, and it kind of isn't, because it explores demonic and satanic kind of things in a really different way that isn't overly dark and sinister. It has the nice kind of pop of colour and anime culture to it, but at the same time does kind of deal with semi-dark themes. And for me, it did things in a very different way than what I was expecting, and I kind of like the way certain things happen to the characters and to the storyline, and it's never quite in the way you expect. And it's so hard to put this into words, but for me Blue Exorcist was one of those ones that did kind of something generic in a unique way, so it still had that really fresh element to it, and it just all works so well together. So, you know, I'm gonna say it again, check out Blue Exorcist. I also feel the need to mention this one because it didn't quite make the cut, but good old Attack on Titan. You guys probably know I do like Attack on Titan because I have that green and grey Attack on Titan hoodie. I've seen season 1 of the anime. Surprise, surprise, season 2's been delayed. I have the first volume of the manga. The reason why I haven't bought any more is because this cost me... I don't know how much it cost me. Too much is probably the answer. It says here it was $10.99, but I live in England, so I don't know if you want to... The average price for anime where I go is like 12 pounds, which is a lot when you think about the amount of volumes manga tends to have. I mean, Assassination Classroom I think is like 18, and it's like, how much is Assassination Classroom per volume? So this is, Assassination Classroom is $6.99 per volume, and there's about 18 of them. So if you guys want to do the maths and figure out how much it will cost me to get all of them, I only have 2 of these, and I'm pretty sure that the store I have to go to doesn't even sell them all, so they go up to like 9, so I'm gonna have to buy like a further 10 off the internet. I've gone off on a really big tangent, but this is kind of just to sum up. Attack on Titan, I do like it, I really do. I love the kind of... It does have gore, it's not like overly gory, just the occasional blood splatter. I mean, if you've seen Another, you'll look at Attack on Titan and you'll just think it's fucking Teletubby shit. But to me, you know, Attack on Titan was good. It did have good characters. There were a lot of plot twists that really did leave me like, oh my god, what just happened? I need to find out. Let me see it now. And I do think it is a good, unique idea. I'm not quite sure why I'm not as into it. Like, I don't hate it. I do really like it because obviously I have merch for it and I watch it and I read it. Really looking forward to the video game. I don't know. I'm not sure whether the community and the fandom of Attack on Titan is what puts me off. but there's just something about it that's like, yeah, cool, Attack on Titan's good, but I guess there's just other things I'd rather watch, but I'm not hating on it. I do really, really like it. So there we go, guys. Those are my top 10 or 11 if you count Attack on Titan. Top 10 favorite animes as of now. Like I said, my anime experience isn't very vast. Right now I've just seen a lot of mainstream and generic animes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, things wouldn't be mainstream if they weren't good. But once my exams are over, once the summer holidays start, I'm definitely gonna binge watch loads and loads of anime because there's so much I want to see. There's so many more I want to see popular animes. I want to see animes people have never heard of. I just want to see everything. You know, my anime list is so long. It is unbelievable. But that is my top 10 animes as of today. Like I said, it's going to change a lot, and if you probably ask me in 2 or 3 months time what my top 10 favourite animes are, half of these probably won't even make the cut again. But regardless, you know, I don't know, I didn't have a point, but I just said regardless for the sake of it. Also, like I said, it was requested of me to do my top 10 anime ships or OTPs. I was originally, oh my god! I was originally going to do that within this, but I'm going to do it in a separate video sooner or later. I've got lots of video ideas for when I actually have free time. So, you know, keep your eyes out for that. If you don't know what an OTP or a ship is, you're going to find out pretty soon. But honestly, keep sending me video recommendations. I just heard a really weird noise. It's like a squeak. Is that my dog? Do you guys hear that? That's really unnerving. But yes, I do have lots of video ideas, so just stay tuned and feel free to give me video ideas because I will happily do them for you guys, because I tend to get like a few video ideas at a time and then I'll do some of them and then I'll forget them, or I won't want to do them and then I'm just sat here not knowing what to do. So definitely give me video recommendations, but thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye. Hey guys, this is me just after recording. Normally in this section here I will do a previous video, but I deleted the footage of my previous video and haven't been able to get it back to put it in here. So this is just a little video for me saying thank you for watching. You see those links up there? Those are Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all that, so feel free to follow those if you want to. I also have a Vine account called Great British Geek.